Some people break at tiny problems. Others stay calm while everything around them collapses like a cheap plastic chair you bought on sale. Today, I want to talk to the second group, or at least the group you're trying to join. All right, come here for a second. Let's talk about the moments that hit you so hard you forget your own password. Moments that most people crumble under, moments when life doesn't ask permission. It just enters the room, flips your table, crashes your plans, drinks your coffee, and leaves you staring at the wall, wondering what language your thoughts are speaking. You know those moments. The call you didn't expect, the message you didn't want, the opportunity that fell apart, the person who disappointed you, the plan that suddenly made a U-turn, and you feel your mind shaking. Not your body, your mind, like a glass about to crack. Strength in these moments has nothing to do with talent, luck, or personality. It's not because someone grew up in a peaceful environment. It's not because they have superpowers or some magical calm button. It's because they learned something your school never taught you. Stability is not natural. Stability is trained, just like a muscle. Let me repeat that as a friend, directly to you. The calmest people you know are not naturally calm. They train themselves to stay unshakable. And today, I want to show you exactly how they do it. I want this to feel like sitting in a coffee shop with me, where I'm telling you the truth that most people never hear. And I want you to picture everything like stick figure animations, because simple visuals make hard truths easier to understand. So let's go. First truth. You are stronger than you think, but you panic faster than you should. Your brain is ancient. It's built for surviving tigers, not handling emails. So when something unexpected happens, your amygdala, your danger detector, jumps in and shouts, "Alert, something is wrong." Think of the worst scenario, prepare emotional meltdown. This is biology, not weakness. The problem is, most people never update this system. They live with the same fear system that helped cavemen avoid bears. So small problems feel like big threats. A delayed answer feels like rejection. A job problem feels like the end of your future. A small failure feels like a permanent identity. You don't need to eliminate your panic system. You just need to teach it how to respond correctly. Think of it like a dramatic friend who overreacts to everything. You don't need to remove the friend. You need to teach them how to calm down. Second truth, being unshakable isn't about feeling nothing. People think calm, people don't feel. Wrong. They feel everything. They just don't let the first emotional wave control the entire ocean. When pressure hits, most people react instantly. Their mind jumps into chaos mode. But unshakable people pause, not because they don't care, but because they know the first reaction is the worst one. It's like when your phone freezes and your instinct is to hit every button. But that only makes everything worse. Calm comes from space. Space creates control. The moment something shakes you, take a mental step back. The mind becomes still, and suddenly the problem becomes smaller. This is the first practical skill. Pause before your emotions choose your next action. 5 seconds of silence can save you 5 weeks of regret. Third truth, you need a mental anchor. Let me tell you something powerful. Every unshakable person you admire has a mental anchor. Think of Nelson Mandela. Imprisoned for 27 years? 27. Most people panic when the internet goes down for 10 minutes. Mandela stayed calm, not because he was superhuman, but because he anchored his mind to a purpose bigger than the pain. Your anchor doesn't need to be world-changing. It just needs to be strong enough to keep you steady when life starts shaking you around like a washing machine. Your anchor can be a belief, a goal, a principle, a promise you made to yourself, a vision of who you want to be. For me, I found a lot of this inside what later became Wise Joe ebooks. Ideas about stillness, about building inner strength, about managing pressure in a world that never slows down. But you need to find your anchor, because storms are coming whether you like it or not. Anchors are not for calm seas. They're for wild waters. Without an anchor, you drift. With one, you stay steady. So ask yourself quietly, right now, what anchors me? If one word comes to mind, that's your comment for the day. Drop it below. Fourth truth. You can train mental stillness the same way you train muscles. Most people think mental stillness is some mystical meditation thing reserved for people who drink tea on mountains. But no, stillness is a skill, and it's trained in the middle of daily chaos. How? By practicing micro moments of calm. Let me explain. When your phone buzzes, don't grab it instantly. Wait 3 seconds. Let your brain settle. When someone says something annoying, don't respond instantly. Take a breath. Let your mind cool. When a problem appears, don't jump to the worst scenario. Ask one question. What's the next small step? These tiny habits rewire your nervous system. They teach your brain that not every moment requires panic. This is like giving your amygdala a cup of calm down tea every day. You become less reactive, less jumpy, less breakable. And suddenly, your default setting becomes steady. Fifth truth. The strongest people let go faster. Listen closely. Some people suffer more from their thinking about problems than the actual problems. They hold on, replay scenarios, imagine alternate versions, carry emotional weight like unpaid rent. But unshakable people, they let go fast, not because they don't care, but because holding on makes you crumble. Think of your mind like a stick figure holding a giant rock. At first, you can carry it, then your arms shake, then your back shakes, then you collapse. Letting go isn't weakness, it's survival. Let me give you an example. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest athletes of all time, had a superpower. People rarely talk about. He forgot mistakes instantly. A missed shot, gone from his mind in seconds. A bad play, deleted. If he kept thinking about it, he would freeze, he would overthink, he would crumble under pressure. But he trained his brain to release emotional weight fast. This is why he could stay calm in moments that would destroy other players. Letting go is not emotional laziness. It's emotional strength. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that keeps me shaking? If a single word comes to mind, that's your answer. Sixth truth, your breath is your reset button. You've heard this 1,000 times, but let me explain it in the way your brain actually understands. Breathing is not philosophy. It's not spiritual. It's biological engineering. Your breath controls your nervous system. When your breathing is fast, shallow, chaotic, your brain thinks danger is coming. So it activates stress chemicals. That makes your thinking sharp but unstable. When your breathing slows, your entire system calms. Your heart rate drops. Your muscles relax. Your brain shifts from survival mode to solution mode. 2 deep breaths can turn panic into clarity. And clarity is unshakable. In stick figure world, think of it like hitting the reset button on the character. Everything recenters. This is why astronauts train breathing under pressure. This is why elite soldiers train it. This is why therapists teach it. Your breath is the steering wheel of your mind. Use it. Seventh truth. The mind becomes unshakable. When you follow structure, not emotion. Most people make decisions based on how they feel in the moment. But feelings change like weather. Sunny in the morning, thunderstorms by lunch, random snowfall by dinner. You cannot build stability on emotional weather. Unshakable people rely on structure, habits, principles, systems. When chaos hits, they don't ask, how do I feel? They ask, what is the next step based on my structure? This is where so many people fall apart. They wait for motivation. They wait for clarity. They wait for a good mood. But storms don't wait. Life doesn't pause to give you perfect emotional conditions. Structure is your survival kit. Emotion is your weather. Choose the kit. Eighth truth. You're allowed to break, but you're not allowed to stay broken. Life will shake you. Nobody escapes that. But staying broken is a choice. Look at anyone you admire. Every single one of them had moments that shattered them. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he built. Oprah was rejected repeatedly when she started. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter while struggling financially. Serena Williams battled injuries and doubt countless times. Yet they rebuilt themselves again and again. Being unshakable doesn't mean you never break. It means you rebuild faster than the universe expects. You bend, but you don't snap. You fall, but you rise with intention. This is the kind of strength I want you to build, the strength I write about in things like the energy reset and focus reset ideas, the ability to return to yourself even when life tries to erase you, the strength to say, This shook me, but it won't shape me. Ninth truth. Silence is your superpower. Let me give you one of the most underrated tools on the planet. Silence. Not the awkward kind, not the passive-aggressive kind. I mean inner silence. Stillness. A moment where your mind stops running, stops reacting, stops predicting disaster. It's the same stillness that elite performers use, the same stillness top negotiators use, the same stillness monks use. Stillness lets you think clearly while everyone else is panicking loudly. You don't need a quiet room. You just need a quiet breath, a quiet thought, a quiet moment where you pull yourself back to center. Your inner silence is the place where storms lose their power. That's where your unshakable version waits. Final truth. Being unshakable comes down to one question. When life shakes you, ask yourself, who do I want to be right now? Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. Do you want to be the person who panics or the person who thinks? The person who breaks or the person who bends? This question pulls you out of fear and into identity, into intention, into strength. It's the simplest anchor you can have. It's the most effective mental reset you will ever use, and the more you ask it, the more unshakable you become. You don't become unshakable by accident. You become unshakable by training your mind in the moments when it wants to collapse. Remember, pause, anchor, breathe, let go. Return to structure. Choose intention over emotion. Do this long enough, and people will start asking you, how are you staying so calm? And you'll smile because the answer is simple. You trained for it. Before you go, think of one word that describes the kind of person you want to be when life shakes you. Hold it. Say it in your mind. Drop it in the comments if you feel it. I'll see you in the next one, my friend.